Hello, everyone. Welcome to our final class of Tucson 2025. Thanks for joining me. I will have to pack up soon and head out of Tucson, head back to Berkeley, California. But before I do, I want to do a little more jewelry making with you all. So thank you so much for joining. Let me show you what I've got today. Here we go. All right. So I have some pieces from Patricia Healey. I have the horseshoe bend pendant, as well as the saguaro cactus links. So these are pieces from Patricia Healey Copper. She is a metal worker here in the Tucson area in Arizona. I met her a couple years ago at one of the shows, and it's been great to each year now in Tucson to get a few new of her designs to bring and share with you all. So we're going to play with that. And then, of course, we have to use some gems. So I have a brand new custom strand of gemstones that I got to design. I got this ready in time for Tucson. This is the Desert Mesa strand. So this has 4 different gemstones. We have red jasper, blue lapis, malachite, and tiger eye. Look how it's strung. Oh my God, it's gonna be so hard to cut this apart. So cool. This is around 3 millimeters. The exact size will be, if you want to check out all the items, you can see the exact size there, but it's somewhere around 3 millimeters. So I have this custom strand that I know, I have to do something cool with that. I love how these colors look against the copper. Like that is so special. Like the blues and the greens just pop, and then the red and jasper and tiger eye kind of blend in. So it feels meant to be. And then to pull out some of that red jasper from there, we also have these really cool brios. Look at that shape that they have. These are going to be really fun to use. Love a top drill bead. And then we have Canadian jade with these little nuggets. So bring out some more of the green. This is our palette. We got to have our green with our cactuses and our going with the copper. So this is, let me pull this down. This is everything I'll be designing with, but I have not made my design yet. This is going to be design on the fly. As I was laying things out, I started getting ideas, but we're just going to play around and give it a try. So I've got some, basic tools and wire and stringing materials. I think I should start with the center of the necklace, the focal piece, and go from there. So I want to open up some of these gems. So far the only idea I really have was I kind of see these pendants as kind of like a base that I could add more to, is kind of what I'm thinking. I was like, could I wire wrap directly onto there? Do I want to have stuff hanging? I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of options. But I need some beads to work with. So I'm going to cut off at least some of the beads from this strand. I don't have to cut all of them off quite yet, just because they're so pretty on the strand. So get rid of that. Let's see, that's more of each. So that's the 4 colors. Oh, I think I'll do that again. Here we go. All right, so that still leaves half the strand. So we'll put that a few more on there. Put that aside for now. I think I'll just put a knot there just to be safe. All right, so I've got these, and I have some artistic wire from Beadalon in both this is the bare copper in 20 gauge and 26. I think for the wrapping, I want to use 26 gauge. So let's try that. So I'm just going to cut. Let's see. Oh, this is a brand new spool here. I wonder which side I should use. I don't know. Whoop, it's going. All right. So I'm just going to cut a piece of this 26 gauge. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I don't know how long I need. So I guess I'm just going to cut a bunch and see what happens. All right. Oh my gosh. I'll figure out how to get that back on there later. Okay. So I'm like, what if we add beads to this? Give it even some more color. So I gotta get this secured on. So the question is, do I want to do that in the loop itself is an option, or maybe just over? I think I could just do it right over. I think I'll start on this side. So I need to get it pretty tight so that this wire is really holding on. I shouldn't use 26 gauge very much. And this is artistic wire, so it's dead soft, very malleable. I'm kind of excited to try using this a little bit more. Okay, so I've got that around a few times. Because it's 26 gauge, it's so thin, it doesn't even take that much space. Okay, these are flexible, these ends of the piece. So I do want to be careful. I don't want to be like bending it too much, but just be aware they are flexible. Okay. Yeah, let me bring it to the back. And now I want to start to add some beads. But I think I should go, the question is, do I want the beads to like have any connection to these lines that are imprinted in here? Or are they kind of going to go in their own direction? These are the questions. All right, I'm going to go down once more, kind of around where I'm going to do the beads, just so it's kind of in the right place. I think I'm just going to go random with my color choices, my gemstone choices. So just throw on a few of these. Oh, how many are going to even fit across? Let's see. Well, let's just see what she looks like. Now I have to bring the beads down all there. Okay. 2 might be enough right here. Yeah, it's not that wide. So I'm just going to hook that right around, pull that to the back. I think I'm going to go around again right next to it. I think having those right next to it will just kind of help keep that stable. And then let's go down. So I'm just going to go down to where, I don't know, maybe I'll do the beads just like right next to that segment. So I'm going to go around, I'm going to do it once around with no beads. Now let's add beads. I got a little kinked at the end, so luckily I cut it long. I'm just going to cut that off. So now I should be able to fit at least 3 colors. So when I say random, but then I still think about it because I don't want to just use the exact same colors I did last time. So we'll start with some tiger eye. And then we can do some blue lapis. And then the malachite. It's like, I don't think it's going to have a pattern, but I also don't want it to be like, feel unbalanced how I place the colors. So we'll bring that down the strand. We'll see how that looks with 3 of them. So I want the beads on the front. Oh yeah, 3 is perfect. Wow, feels meant to be. Just gonna hook that around. And one thing you'll notice is, so I'm ready to, put this wire. I guess I could just kind of bring it. Actually, that's probably the easiest way, is just to bring it through that hole. But the key thing is when I'm doing my wrapping here, I'm not using the end of my wire to kind of move things around. I'm holding onto the top of it, and that's what I'm bringing around, because that's what's going to help prevent it from getting kinked. Okay, so we've got that. I think it's just going to add this sort of like spiral, these spokes of color all the way around. All right, I think this time, kind of, let's see, because I don't think there's an exact, I guess the center of the piece is like here, but I think, let's see, because if I put 1, I don't know, I kind of feel like 2 could go around here. So let's see, once around. Oh, kink is forming, so I'm just going to open that up. All right, so now I'll probably be able to fit 4 of them. We shall see. I'll do my not random randomness. And what color have I not done? Brown. Just getting these on the wire. That's the hardest part. Bring that down. wrap that. And I love the idea of like taking these artisan, these handmade pieces and just adding even more of a handmade element to it. I think it blends well because these copper pieces were handcrafted. So just, I don't know, I think it pairs well to add even more handcrafting to them. So that's what I thought when I saw this piece. I mean, obviously you could totally just use it as your focal without any decoration, but I don't know. I think this is pretty cool. Well, we'll find out. We'll see once it's finished. So yeah, this has been a lovely trip in Tucson. I have really enjoyed it this year. I think I stayed a little bit longer than I had recently in past years. So I really appreciate it not feeling too rushed, like having time. I mean, this is the 6th class in like 8 days or something that we've done. So that's incredible. Is that what it is? I don't know exactly. Something like that. So that feels pretty cool to have done 6 classes. Plus, you know, I've been going around Tucson. I've been going to different shows, getting to meet different vendors, chatting with some other artists and craftsmen, both people who sell their work, people who teach their work, just trying to get to know, you know, more people in the beading community to see who might be fun to work with and get involved in our shop. So hopefully we'll have you might see some new teachers, some new faces eventually. But yeah, it's so nice to get to meet people in person. It's such a special part of the trip. All right, I'm trying to get one more of these. The tiger eye has that nice, you know, that sheen, that quality that it has. And I think that's cool with these Patricia Healey pieces that have the kind of red speckling of the patina that she does. That kind of, I don't know if it's patina or more like, I think some sort of like torch work that can like change the color in all these unique ways. That's why like each piece that you get is going to look a little different. No two are exactly the same. But it just, I think that makes sense with the tiger eye. They kind of mimic each other in that way. Okay, I think I'll try to put this one in the center at the bottom here, at least around there. This is how the back is looking. Do we like that? It's kind of interesting. I wonder if it's like, is it that much thicker there? I don't know if I'll just need 4 pieces or 5 there. I've loved designing these custom strands because it is so nice to have multiple gemstones that are all right around the exact same size. Like, yeah, they might be a couple millimeters of difference, but they're all pretty much the same size. So it's just so handy to cut open the strand and be like, all right, I have lots of gemstone options, lots of colors, but they're pretty consistent. So yeah, for one thing, that's helpful for bead weavers, but not just for bead weavers, for other folks too. As you can see with wire, I think it's handy because then I'm using one technique. It uses one size, but I still get to have a really fun mix of colors. All right, let's keep this going to the other side. Try to create some symmetry. I guess you could kind of make it more random, have them not be so like uniform would be another way to design this. All right, I hope I have enough wire. We're using up a lot of it. I think we will, but we shall see. So as I choose the beads that I'm putting on each strand, I'm basically just trying to make it look different than the one before it. I just don't want things to look too matchy-matchy. And like maybe I could have added a 5th one there, but I don't know, I think that works with just the 4 too. Let's see, let's add red Jasper and then back to the blue lapis. One option is you could just string on all of your gemstones onto the 26 gauge wire before you even start wire wrapping. You'd probably want to add a little like bend to the end of the wire so they don't fall off as you're wrapping, but that can be nice because then you just, you know, you got all your beads strung on, you can just focus on wrapping. But with that method, you're kind of deciding ahead of time what the order of all your wire is, the order of all your gemstones are. And I kind of like that I'm getting to make those choices as I go. Okay, so now I just need, let's see, 3 more. So I want 1 right here. So actually I might want to push that over a little bit. I don't know if I'll be able to, but 1 there, and then 1 up there. Or I just do it on that side. Actually, I'm just going to do it on the other side of the bump. It might not be as even, but that's fine. Is this what you thought I was going to do with this piece? I feel like I've gone in an unexpected direction, so I think that's pretty cool. It's like, all right, I got an idea. Let's see if it works. Who knows? I won't know until I try. And this is only, I'm obviously only using one of the gemstones that I have picked out. So the other ones I've picked out, those brios, the nuggets, and I still have the cactus. I want to incorporate those into the rest of the necklace piece. All right, so I went back down to 3. Does that make, oh no, actually this still has 4. But there. Yeah, I feel like if I'm going to do 4, actually, I do need to bring this. All right, got to be careful because I want to break the wire. But I think I'll bring it down a little bit. That way I can still do 4 to match the other side. All right, I need some tricks for picking up this, picking up these beads. Oh my gosh. All right, this is not tight enough. Everything got loose here. All right, let's see. Here we go. Can I get all 4 to fit there? Oh, that looks ridiculous. All right, it's only meant to have 3 there. All right, it's going to be a little less symmetrical. That is all right. Maybe that is what it should be. Yeah, as I keep undoing this and doing it, I'm having a lot more trouble with my tension. So that's interesting to see. Kind of just got to commit. And you can see that one was still at the end of my wire. So that kind of shows you how with like the end bent, you can just you can just have a lot more ready there. All right, bring that across. Oh, no, I forgot my other step of just doing it once on its own. Oh gosh, wow, I've definitely gotten less neat as we go around. I think that's funny. Usually feel like you get better at it. But it's all handmade, it's all hand formed, so I think it works. All right, so I just want to do the one with 2 of them. And I don't know, since that has the red jasper and the malachite here, I'm like, all right, well, that means we have to do the other 2. We got to do the blue lapis and the tiger eye. This is fun. All right, oh my God, I keep forgetting. Well, I'm going to go around once, and then my beads. That again, and then I need to end with a section of wraps just to get this really tight so I can feel confident cutting this off. Wow, I feel like I cut a pretty perfect amount. I'm sorry I did not measure how much I cut. I really just cut a bunch, but whatever it was just about enough. Maybe, do I want to press down with pliers? I guess so. This a little bit neater. All right, and then just cut this off in the back. Unless there's something else I want to do. Oh, I guess, do I want to? So one thing that this one I'm not sure if I want to do or not, but there is a question of like, do you hang anything from the center of this pendant? So if we just, oh, these are all, knotted separately. So I could like choose which one I want pretty easily. Okay. Whoa, that one is totally different than the rest. Which one do I want? But I don't even know if I'm actually going to use it. That one's cool. Has that like that line there? Well, this is a hard decision. I don't know if I'm going to use it if it's a hard decision. All right, I think I want this one. It just, yeah, those kind of streaks across remind me of the, so I think I can just cut this one, I guess. Now I have this one all by itself. Okay, so the thing that I was questioning and wondering is whether I want to like hang that from the center. So got a little kink again at the end of the wire. So let's just string this so we can see. So that would be an option. It does fit in there. So here's how that looks. I mean, I think it's intriguing. I think I want to keep it open. I don't know. Because I was thinking this would just go as I start to string it up. I could go either way though. I'm not set. All right, so here it is without adding that. And then let me string that back on. Here that is again. Oh, now I'm like, do I like it? It's intriguing. I think I'm going to go without it. I think I could totally see it either way, but I'm going to go without it. So I am going to cut off the rest of my wire and cut it off on the back side. And just tuck down the ends there so they don't poke me as I wear this. Okay, so we've got, that is fun. And as you move it, all the facets, they just sparkle. So there's my focal. Oh my God, if you could just do 2 of those, that would be you could turn these into earrings. Like that would be so much fun. Lots of options. Okay, so then now I got to figure out how I want to turn this into a necklace. So I guess I want to cut off, I want a few of these to work with, the red Jasper brios. Any scissors nearby? It'd definitely be easier to use those than these flush cutters, but make it work. All right, I'm just going to cut a few off so I can see what I think of them, how I want to lay them out. Another question is like, how long of a necklace is this? Like, where do I see this hanging when I wear it? Like if it's higher up, it's going to be more of a curve like this versus if it's, the long necklace, it'll end up being more like that. I think I see it more as a shorter necklace. And then let's also cut the Canadian Jade nuggets. I want to have some of these here. Don't think I'll use those seed beads, but they are there. They do match. Some sort of stringing, maybe like this. And then I can bring back in these ones if I want to, maybe create some sort of pattern. Or is like, should this be a multi-layer necklace? Like, is this its own thing? Because like laying these out, those look so fun together. And this is like a lower necklace that I guess would just have, oh, or these could be like the center of the necklace. Like, I don't know. And then they come together. Let's put them back together. But maybe I don't want them quite so close. Like maybe I start with some more pebble nuggets. And then, actually, maybe I just make these farther apart. It's kind of like a fun accent. And obviously, these pebble nuggets, right now there's a lot of distance, but these are going to shrink once they're on the strung up. Kind of like these having the red Jasper brios a little farther apart. I'm intrigued by that. Then I could see it as a shorter or long necklace, but that would be a kind of a fun pattern. And then the question is, do I want to incorporate my little 3mm beads again? And for the cactus, I mean, part of me is thinking if I could use 2 of these and make them into earrings. I also could see this as a really nice bracelet bar. So there's some options there. And it could be incorporated into the necklace. I think I'll come back to that. But I kind of am liking how this looks. Here, if I hold it up, is that helpful? I think that has a cool look. Very sculptural, colorful, but earthy. Colorful, but earthy. All right, got to pull up my sleeves. Got to sit up as we move into the next part. So we're going to do some stringing. I guess I haven't decided if I'm going to, maybe I incorporate these as my spacers throughout. But I'm going to need some stringing wire. So I thought this would be a good option. It is the 19-strand bead-along in satin gold. I thought that'd be cool because we have like the jump rings on the horseshoe bend pendant are pretty sure they're brass, or are they copper? I don't know. They have like some golden elements to them, at least that kind of brassy golden elements. And so, and it just, I don't know, creates a little bit more of a mixed metal look. So let's see here. I'm thinking I can attach with a jump ring wire coming from both sides, and then I can just string each side separately. Otherwise, I guess you could also like string across is another option. Like that would be another way to hang this in the middle. Let's see. Yeah, that fits through easily. And then go back through. Let's see. Oh, that kind of, actually, as you pull that tight, that does some, oh my gosh, who knows what direction that'll lie. All right. I don't like that. That doesn't work. So let's go back to, all right, where did I put my, got some crimp tubes. So crimp tube, then through the loop, back through my crimp tube. Oops, pulled that too much. Try again. Let's see. Okay. So let's crimp that. Try to get my wires to not be tangled. Let's see if I can. I feel like they always want to crisscross. That's just like what the wire wants to do. I don't want to make this too tight because I want this to have some nice movement. But once I get it into there, I can kind of move it a little bit closer. So crimp that in half, and fold it in half. You can always add a crimp cover if you want, if you don't want to see that crimp on its own. And then, okay, so that'll be one side. Cut that. And then let's do the same on the other side. Oh, I love how the satin gold is looking next to the stones. Same idea. Grab my crimp tube, string that on, come through the loop and back through. Now let's crimp this one. Yeah, I want to do it on both sides. At least I'm thinking that way I can kind of string both sides at the same time. Oh, it came out. That way I can see how it'll look. And that way I get a design from the center, which I think will be nice. Since I think it's important to kind of focus on the part of the necklace that you're going to see the most. All right, trying to make this a little tighter and not get the wires uncrossed. I think that's uncrossed. All right, crimping this one. Okay. I don't know if I'll be able to, I'm going to wait to cut off those ends there because I just want, I don't know, maybe I'll be able to fit like them through a couple of the beads, but I don't know yet if 2 pieces will fit through. So let's see. All right, let's see how these, oh yeah, let me see if I can bring it through. Oh yeah, I can fit 2 through there. Brittany was, I think in Brittany's class, she was talking about how the purpose of this is not about like the safety or the strength of her design, like bringing that second short piece of wire through. It's more of an aesthetic choice, actually, which I thought was an interesting way to think about it, because it just means that when you cut your wire, if you cut your wire right next to the crimp tube, you can kind of see that, and it maybe looks a little unfinished. And so this way, if you're cutting it a little farther up, it's just, I think it ends up being hidden a little more. So I thought that was a great tip that Brittany shared with our class earlier, our first week here. So yeah, you can see how like 4 pieces here looks like a lot, but once it's strung, it doesn't even look like that much. So the question is like, is that enough for what I want? Or do I actually want to make that like, 5 pieces or 6 pieces? And then do I want to incorporate any other beads? So for now, I'm just starting with the simplest option. And then I can assess. And I can always do, oh yeah, I could do 2 different things, one on each side to see like which one I like better, which style of stringing. So this is one of the ideas, putting 5 of those, 1 of those, a smaller one first. Do another 5 of these. Maybe I'll cut this a bit shorter, at least to be not in the way as I decide on this design. This is one of those things, I don't know, for me with stringing, it's like I can only lay it out and imagine it so much. Like eventually I just got to try and see if I like it, see how it looks, because it's just the beads laying down versus the beads on the strand strung up is just, it's just not the same. So I can lay things out for a general idea, but then I got to start just stringing it. And these are chunky beads, so this goes quickly like this. All right, so that was the idea. That's fun. That's cool. That has cool texture. That, or playing around on the other side, just let's do something different. Might as well experiment. So add one of our little 3mm beads. Can I fit 2 wires through these? No, I don't think so. Okay, so that's just one thing to be aware of. We'd only be able to fit 1 of those, which is fine. I'm going to start with a smaller piece. And then I'm thinking I do kind of a similar thing, do 5 of these. But now they have a little bit more separation with the little bead as a spacer, a gemstone spacer. Just kind of bring forward that, and then like, will it look good if I just keep it random? If it doesn't you know, which gemstone it is for the little bead. Can that stay random? And then now I'll string this on. Some more pebble nuggets. For some reason, I kind of like the idea of starting with the smaller ones and kind of getting bigger in the center of the 5. I mean, it's not going to be perfectly like that, but at least that's something I'm thinking about. All right, so I'm going to have 2 options in just a moment, and I'll have to decide which one I want to do. Maybe I'll even hold it up, kind of pretend that I'm wearing it to see what I think. I know I'm stringing a lot, but I feel like I need to actually see what I like. And then hopefully I like one side, because then I only have to take apart the other side. Don't have to undo both sides. Okay, do I want to say this out loud? Is anybody else getting Christmas tree vibes now from this? I'm now getting like the idea that these are like lights, I don't know, getting strung on a Christmas tree or something. I don't know. And then I guess because I'm using these green and red colors. Oh my gosh. That's too funny. Okay. I think I need to just sort of pretend to try this on. Let's see. I borrowed some turquoise from Sam. It's like, I want to turn to wear that. Take that off. Let's see how this looks on without, I don't have any, I do have some clips here. So I can maybe try to clip the ends to have a better chance of the beads not falling off. All right. Ooh. Okay, I like it more on than I did before. Let's see if I move that out of the way a little bit. Here is where we're headed. Okay, so I'm liking the look. I love the kind of the spacing of how far apart the red Jasper brios are. I can't really tell from here if I like it with or without the little spacer beads, but overall, I think this is pretty fun. All right, let's pull this camera back. All right, this is good. I'm happy with I'm liking the overall look. And then I'm gonna have to always wear this with a navy shirt because I feel like it just pops on there. And I guess it picks up the blue lapis. So now I just need to decide which side I like better. Do I go where everything is just strung right alongside each other, or with the little spacers on this side? I think we go with the little spacers. I like that it brings this part of the design into the whole thing. So let's unstring this a bit. I think both. Oh, actually, no, I got to unstring all of it because I put one right beginning. All right, now we just get a string. And I'll keep going with this pattern. Keep going with like, all right, I'm going to start. Oh, actually, and I'm going to have to cut these off since I'm using that small bead there. It doesn't have as large a hole. These will just have to be cut off right against the crimp. Make sure you cut off the short strand, not the long, not the one we care about. This one could probably be cut a little closer. There we go. So yeah, I want to do 5, going kind of like small to big to small in that section of 5. Make it, even though these are regular beads, it just makes it feel a little more intentional. All right, got 5 of those. Let me just choose a color of these. Okay, once I wore it, it felt less Christmassy. It just felt kind of earthy and and fun. I got less of a Christmas vibe once I was actually wearing it. So I'm happy about that. All right, let's see how well I can follow this pattern. Let me give myself more sizes, more pieces of the Canadian Jade. So yeah, this is these little rounds of the Desert Mesa mix, and I think this is giving off a Southwest vibe. That's what I'm getting now more. This is feeling much more Tucson, less Christmassy once I put it on and saw how it felt to wear it. It's kind of interesting. It honestly looks totally different to me laying on this tray versus once I held it up. That was really useful to do. It's just a different look once there's actually a person behind it. Now these aren't going to end up being like totally symmetrical because like 5 pieces of these nuggets is not always going to be the same length, but it'll be roughly symmetrical for these. You can definitely choose your favorite ones from the strand of these red Jasper brios. Which ones do you want to put front and center? I mean, that one was so cool. Let's see. We got still some time. All right. We might be able to finish stringing this up. We shall see. I think we will. It's always nice when there's time for a full necklace, one in like just an hour of class. I'm always like, wow, can I do that? But using chunky beads helps a lot. Oh, that's not what I want. I want another brio. Okay, this side's a little longer, so let me do the other side. Oh, take off my clip. So I need another little bead. And another pear, or another red Jasper brio. Five more of these. All right, I need to see how long how long this is, how much more I need to go. Okay, let's see here. I got to be careful if I'm holding this up. I don't want to drop it. Okay. I don't know if I might have cut my wire too short. We shall see. But yeah, it definitely needs longer. Trying to think if I want to switch it up now though. Because like at this point, I've done the front side of the piece. So I feel like at this point, I could use, I'm thinking I might use pebble nuggets until I run out. So actually, I think I take these off. I want to use just pebble nuggets until I run out. And then I think I use these little beads totally on the back. So now I guess I don't really care about size. I'm just going to mix it up. Try to make it relatively the same length on both sides. If I made this too short, I'll just have to add some chain in the back, or I don't know, do something. I might have cut my stringing wire a little short. Hard to tell. I didn't measure. Oh, sorry, guys. Thought this was bigger. I mean, kind of cool if I have enough to go all the way around with just the Canadian Jade, but we'll see. Don't know if I quite have that much. All right, so this is, yeah, so those are all the ones I have left to work with. So we'll just see how far that gets me. How cool do those look just laying there? Love it. That variation in color and size. This is fun and funky, and I love it. Got a little bit of that in my design style sometimes. I was just talking to someone about, like, you know, I feel like someone's design style, my own, I know it just can kind of ebb and flow and change. And sometimes you kind of lean into one trait about it. Sometimes you lean into another. Not always consistent. Now maybe someone else would see a thread through the ideas in my design more than I would, sort of seeing the similarities. All right, so let's see if I can get those to be about the same